So, another movie review. This time, Kill the Messenger. Wow. I loved this movie. It was definitely one of my favorite movies I've seen in a long time. It's a true story, and I love movies and books that are based on true stories. And I'm going to just read you the tagline. The storyline: a reporter becomes the target of a vicious smear campaign that drives him to the point of suicide after he exposes the CIA's role in arming Contra rebels in Nicaragua and importing cocaine into California. It's based on the true story of journalist Gary Webb. First of all, Jeremy Renner, woo! I don't know that I've been such a big fan of him. I love him. I know who he is. I don't really follow his work, but he was riveting in this. I mean, he dove into this character, and I thought he was fantastic, being the hard-nosed, go-get-him journalist, and also kind of the soft, almost scared and vulnerable husband and father. I just thought the director, who is, hold on, Michael Cuesta, did an amazing job of what I suppose his goal was, to tell the life story of Gary Webb, and they did it. I really liked it for the way that it used actual footage of Reagan and the war on drugs, all of that stuff that was going on in the 80s. If you're my age and you kind of remember, it was amazing to see the actual footage and what was really going on in the government and all this stuff. I thought it was so timely with what's kind of, to me, going on in our government right now with the Benghazi and the cover-ups and Fast and the Furious and all this stuff. And I'm not a big conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but and I'm not going to spoil this by letting you know that Gary Webb, who Jeremy Renner's plays, is playing after all of this stuff that he goes through. His reputation, and he was an excellent journalist. He started, and I was a journalism major, and I actually wanted to be a reporter. And when I was writing this, I was like, oh my God, I want to do research. This is so exciting. This is so fun. And it takes you along that ride of kind of like almost, exposing Watergate. And basically, that's what he did with the story, Gary Webb. Just crazy. I live in California, so I'm familiar with San Jose and the areas that he was working on. It was a small paper, but he found this story, and I loved the way that I think people can relate. I don't care if you work at Starbucks and you have a manager, or you're, on a television show as an actress, and you have agents and producers and directors and studio heads, or you're at the height of IBM and you have someone. It's just, when you think people are on your side and they're rooting for you and you're doing a good job, but as soon as other people's reputations or their job becomes in danger, it's interesting to see the trickle-down theory of who's got your back. And I thought his editor was a really interesting character, and she was played by Elizabeth Winstead. And, just like his biggest cheerleader in the beginning when things are going great, and just scary how suddenly people were questioning his resources, questioning his sources, questioning what he even wrote was true. And it was just mind-boggling to see this go down. I would give this no tears, but man, I would give it 10 fists for just hanging on the side of your chair going, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It was crazy. It was scary. It was fantastic. It was beautifully shot. I loved the colors. And like I said, I love the way that the director and editor used real footage and real headlines. I mean, the newspapers, and it was great to see what was going on back then without the cell phones and meetings. And I would highly, highly recommend to go see Kill the Messenger, even though you know how it ends.